Hello.
Hello.
This is the ChatBox podcast, episode 2.
Episode 2.
I reckon we should roll the beginning.
Now.
Okay, welcome to the ChatBox podcast, episode 2.
Episode 2. We did it.
We did. Last time was quite popular. I had some good feedback from people.
Great
and
feedback.
so it's doing again. So, welcome to episode 2. This time around,
We will be discussing some sci-fi, some aliens.
some sci-fi, some aliens. We're going to throw some science in there. We're going to throw some fi in there.
All the science. All the science. All the space.
All the space, and there's some of the.
And we'll probably talk about the next episode of Doctor Who.
Well, we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk, and because we've not seen it yet.
No.
So we're gonna give
This
predictions.
is pre-episode.
So then we're gonna see how wrong we are. First of all.
Painfully, probably.
Yeah. First of all, what do you like of the new mood lighting I've provided?
The mood lighting.
Yeah.
For you can't see obviously because you are listeners, but the mood lighting is pretty lit.
It's blue, isn't it?
It's blue. It's
Lots of blue.
lots of blue. Very hot. Insert picture here. There we are.
There we are.
There's the room.
There's the picture that I'll have to take.
That you've got to do.
I'll edit it in.
I have just caused editing for you.
You have. So.
It's good.
Right. Let's start by talking about ultimately something that you just showed me before we
Yes.
started, and this is weird noises.
This is bizarre
from
noises.
the sky. I'll put a clip in.
They're terrifying, honestly.
Terrifying
they
noises
they
from the
really
sky.
scare me. I saw them on someone else's podcast.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough.
So it's just like what? Because I
There's no
really don't
explanation for
know what they could be.
There's a lot of recorded sightings of this. It's just really weird. It's like War of the Worlds
And
or
it's
something.
like the news, and they say like it's nothing to do with any people or.
Pardon me? Yeah, it's just unexplainable. It's
Yeah.
just...
Yeah.
Any theories?
No.
No, there's nothing, is there? Aliens.
It could be aliens. It could be little green men.
Little green men from outer space. I don't know. I question it. It's probably the government. America's a really,
You think why would the government do lots of trumpet noises in the sky?
could be testing a new military plane or something.
You think new military plane that makes noises?
It makes weird noises. I don't know, man. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay.
I honestly can't think of a reason for it, but it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Or does it makes you really want to understand?
Really, yeah.
There are now if you look at the sky, outer
Yeah.
space, using radio telescopes, there is a lot of noise in space from things like pulsars and quasars and stuff making weird noises.
Weird noises. Space is just a weird place, isn't it?
But you can't really hear those noises.
No, not on the frequency that we can hear anyway.
Not just you
like
can't
that.
just hear them.
That's why it makes it so weird, and they're so loud as well. I honestly cannot think of a
Could it
theory
be
for
fake?
why. Possibly.
Maybe.
There's a lot of fake out there. There's a lot of.
I think it could probably is fake.
It probably is, but at the same time, how do you fake that? How do multiple people fake a big old noise coming from space?
They just
Editing, obviously.
you could just edit it in, or you could just be a really good actor and then play lots of noise.
Maybe.
It could be like there was a group of people that did a lot of crop circles in Britain.
This is true, yeah. Just to throw people off.
Just to.
It makes. Do you believe
Do I believe in aliens?
in
Well,
alien life? Not just aliens, just like
well, there's a quote, and it says, we are either alone in the universe or we are not alone in the universe, and
That
both
is
those possibilities
very generic.
and both those possibilities scare me equally.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
think
yeah, they do, don't they?
I think if
I'm not scared of alien life per se. I'd welcome it, but
No,
at the same time, it could be dangerous.
well, there's an equation called the Drake equation, which I'll flash on screen as well. And boom.
I want a boot, yeah.
You want an explosion? That's what you want.
I want that. Yeah. Equation time with Sam. No.
Yeah. Equation time. It's called the Drake equation, and it basically is a mathematical sort of, it's a bit like an algorithm, and it predicts the likelihood of life on any level on other planets.
All right.
And I'm just going to give me a sec. It's N is the number of civilizations in our galaxy of which communication might be possible. So it's N equals R. Superscript times F subscript P times N subscript E times F subscript I times F subscript I times F subscript I times L.
Wow.
Big long equation.
Big old equation.
Basically, what it means is there's an asterisk, which is a star. R, a superscript star.
Is the average rate of star formation per year in our galaxy.
F is the formation of stars and planets. N is the number of
average number of planets that can potentially support life per star with planets.
The function that can go to support life. No, the fraction that can that can go on to support life.
The length of time such civilizations release detectable signs into space, and the fraction of civilizations that develop a technology detectable from space. This is...
And the length of time of such civilizations release detectable signs into space.
It's a very...
It's a long equation, but it basically was developed by... I think it's Tim Drake, well, Dr. Drake, obviously.
Dr. Drake.
And because they were.
I want to know his research for this. I want to know how he just.
There are lots of research papers, and they just did lots of research into space and stuff.
And things.
But no, the Drake equation it basically says there's lots of planets out there that have the possibility to support life, and probably should support life. But they're probably not that advanced.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why we're not hearing anything. But have you heard of the Fermi paradox as well?
I believe I have, actually.
So I'll explain it just so anyone out there hasn't heard. So the Fermi paradox is the idea that if there are so many places out there which will have detectable the fraction of civilizations that develop detectable technology from space, which is F subscript C, then those planets should be somewhat close enough to talk to us. Then why haven't we heard anything if we're actively looking?
It's weird, the infinite possibilities, and we haven't heard a single thing.
Another really interesting possibility as well is that we're sending shit out there
all the time.
Well, yeah, mostly.
All the time.
And either somebody's heard it and is ignoring us. It's like like a bad girlfriend or something. like someone's read our message and then
they've left us on red. That's what the aliens have done. They've left us on red.
They've left us on red. This is an intergalactic Facebook is a really upsetting place.
Poke them. We need to poke them.
We do.
Is poking still a thing, or is it?
It is actually. You can poke people.
It's a creepy part of Facebook, isn't it?
Excuse me.
It's just eating its lunch. This is fine. But it begs the question: if there's infinite possibilities of life, why hasn't there been anything? But there could be another planet out there which is like us, which hasn't received anything else,
and which was sent things out in space, but we just haven't got them yet.
Exactly. Space is a big old place
because it takes a long time for radio waves to travel across space.
Yeah, you don't really think that a civilization would be exactly the same as us on the exact same level of sending stuff out. We either think of aliens to be like these really fucking technically advanced people, or just like natives, when in reality they could just be like us and be struggling with the same thing. But who knows? That's the fun part.
Another possibility is basically the possibility that it's in most films, and that is a possibility that there is alien life, and it's so developed that it is in fact the creator of us.
That is that's a theory. I mean,
so here's
that's alien.
I'm going to cut
overlords.
that because I don't want to be.
That's true. Cut that. Bleep what I just said out, because that shouldn't be out on the internet.
No.
Per se.
What it is it's the possibility that we are like basically an experiment. So
all right.
It's taken us a couple of billion years to get to the point. Not even that. It's taken us quite a long time to get to the point of where we are. We've had quite a lot of time to get here.
Quite a lot. But in the space of the planet, our entire human civilization is like...
It's tiny, yeah.
It's tiny.
But it's taken us quite a lot of time to get to where we are now.
Yeah.
And because of that, you would imagine that if it's taken us this much time to get here, a civilization that has been around since the beginning of our planet forming, which is a possibility, if not longer, will be basically godlike.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's the same theory is something could be less developed and they could be in the stages of, say, like our cavemen.
But no, let's just talk about the idea that
the godlike species.
Could be gods.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the implications of us basically being an experiment is that we are entirely worthless.
Yeah. It doesn't help the fact, does it? No. That's something.
But no, the idea is that we could also be in a simulation. If human brains are like computers, then one could simulate them over and over again.
Oh, definitely.
And if you look at the world as well, the world is very lots of maths.
Oh, yeah.
And things like...
It's very straightforward, per se. It's very cut and dry.
I mean, there's some things that are really difficult to understand.
For us?
For us, personally.
Personally, yeah, personally.
But a lot of things that don't make sense. So a lot. If you look, if you explained quantum mechanics or something, you said if you're not looking at it, it does something that you wouldn't imagine it to do. Then you would be like, well, that doesn't make sense. If you're looking at it, it does one thing. If you're not looking at it, it does another.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. So you would think that, like, well, that must beg the question: is this a simulation? And if we are a simulation, is there any kind of way that you would say there is if we are a simulation held by a civilization that is great, bountiful, and old?
Great, bountiful, and old.
Then does that mean that they are gods, or are they just really advanced?
That's a question. Maybe they've just given up on us. Maybe these powerful godlike species that you say is running. Maybe they got bored. Maybe they got frustrated, because humans can be a tad annoying at times. Maybe they just gave up.
Maybe.
The sad part is maybe they just did. This is quite the depressing subject.
But it's good that it's
really interesting.
Really interesting to think about.
Anyway, on that point, let's move on, because we dug into a tangent.
That was
point.
Basically the opening.
That was the opening. Hello, everybody.
Hello, welcome to the ChatBox podcast.
If you're still here, was.
So
stay with us.
This is a question that lots of people have been asking for many years.
Many years.
Many.
For some reason. I mean, all in all, basically, is there life on Mars?
Is there life on Mars?
As the late David Bowie
would have asked. Yeah, I did ask.
He did ask.
He did say, "Is there life on Mars?" And we all went,
No, I don't know. Maybe. Rip.
NASA have said there could have been. Not yet. Not right now, though.
Not right now, though.
It's all dead.
Which is fairs. That furthers my life significantly.
Next point.
Why do we care if there's life on Mars?
Why do we care if there's life on Mars? Because it tells us that we're not alone. So
of all planets, Mars.
Mars, because it's a really big planet.
It's not.
It is, isn't it?
No, it's pretty... It's not big. I'm pretty sure it's smaller than us. Yeah. That is,
it's quite small.
It's smaller than us. So
Mars is a really small planet. Well, not that small, but it's quite small.
It's pretty small.
So that means that if we could say there has been life on Mars, there's been water on Mars, then it would further the understanding of how life develops on a planet and how... Because we say that Earth is in the Goldilocks zone. It's in the zone of which...
Everything's right.
Yeah, everything is right. Yeah.
Everything's the right level to support life. Yeah.
And so if we said there was life on Mars, then we'd also find out that Mars was a lot older. It would mean that there might have been a point of which the people on Mars are now somewhere else in the universe, and they develop some kind of dimensional space travel, which allows them to travel faster than the speed of
without
light.
us noticing.
Well, this is the thing is because we were talking about how young we actually are.
Oh yeah, they could have progressed a lot when we were still tadpoles at the bottom of the ocean. They could have been.
Is what if we
They could have been on podcasts. They could have been.
They could have been podcasting. They could have been podcasting.
That's the level they could have been at.
They could have been podcasting. So we could have still been evolving. We've been in our caves. But I think if there was space travel back when Mars,
there'd be signs of it. Surely
there would.
The planet wouldn't just be barren.
No.
Unless it's really far.
This is the thing is Mars does have ice caps.
It does.
It does.
And there has been signs of bacteria and water.
Well, that's what they say. I don't want to
definitely... I don't want to make that a fact because
I don't want to quote that. I don't want to say that's definitely true. I just want to say, yeah, I think I've heard that as well.
I think I've heard that as well. Probably BuzzFeed, but let's not...
Why I left BuzzFeed? Because it lies about Mars.
Because it lies about Mars.
But no, so this article that we have in front of us...
Roll one.
This one here... NASA finds evidence red planet could have been teeming with aliens. That's the...
Not just inhabited, teeming. It was full of them.
And there's a picture of them there. That picture...
That's a picture that they want.
That's the picture that they... Now, why are aliens always really skinny?
Why are they always really weird? Like, really... Why are they humanoid? All the time. Because
humanoid is a great evolutionary path to take. Because it means that you have all the muscles in the right place.
That's only our concept. There could be an equally good one that isn't the same shape as us.
Well, yeah.
That's the thing. That's what we comprehend. Maybe they were just blobs with all the muscles in the right place so they could move about. Who knows, Robbo? Those are the questions we really need to ask. Do they have dicks? No. That's for the audience who was thinking. There's not a dick on that alien.
There isn't a penis. Penis is never on aliens.
No, it's weird that, isn't it?
So we've come up with...
They either lay eggs or don't have babies.
Yeah. That's why they're all dead.
That's why they're all dead. They couldn't babies.
There was lots of them, and then they all died because there was no babies.
That's it. That was it. There was just billions of them at one point, and then they couldn't make babies, so they all died.
Oh, wait a minute.
We can't baby. So they all just died.
No, the reason that they're usually humanoid is because it's the best way to survive the way that you want to survive. If you look at any other animal like crocodiles and so on, and things that aren't bipedal, they're different in a way that they're not, because they're not human, it doesn't mean they're not smart.
That's true.
But we evolved in the way that we did because we evolved from a common ancestor of monkeys and chimps and apes and so on. But the easiest way through evolutionary biology that one would imagine that something would evolve on a different planet would be the same kind of arrangement of muscles and so on, because it's just the best way.
That's true, fair enough.
But it doesn't necessarily mean, like you said, doesn't necessarily mean that is the only way.
Oh no,
something would evolve.
But it's just what we conceptualize, which is fair enough.
And also, like I said, it's scientifically more accurate. But let's read.
Let's read this article. Right. Do you want to go or?
I'm just skimming through.
we can't just... Let's have a read. The announcement follows studies on the latest samples taken by the Curiosity rover, which, as we all know, was a rover sent up pretty recent. When did Curiosity go? Was it a couple of years back?
Date on screen now.
Boom! There's a date. Right. The space rover is a 4W... It could literally be any date. The space rover is a 4WD droid exploring the planet remotely and taking samples of the surface for any sign of alien life.
So it's actually there to look...
It's there specifically to look for life.
Of alien life.
The rover examined a mudstone outcrop called Poo-Rump Hills on Lower Mount Sharp in 2014-2015.
Is it Pahrump Hills?
I've got no idea how to spell that. Pahrump. Parumpa-pumpa-pump.
Let's call it that. Parumpa-pumpa-pump Hills.
In a paper published recently in Earth and Planetary Science Letters, scientists in the Astromaterials Research and Exploration Sciences, ARES for short, division of NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston.
Johnson,
we have it.
Houston, we have a Johnson.
A big old Johnson. Report on the first
dildo.
4 samples collected from the lower layers of Mount Sharp. So Mount Sharp must be like an area in Mars which has been named, I assume. Well, that's exactly what it is.
That's precisely what it is. Well done.
Well done. Credits to Liam. Here's a picture of me with a credit on me. In the paper published recently... Oh, I've read that. Elizabeth Ramp, the first author of the study and NASA exploration mission scientist at Johnson, said, "We went to Gale Crater to investigate these lower layers of Mount Sharp that have these materials that have precipitated from water and suggest different minerals that precipitate... right. So basically, they found some minerals in some of the... where they thought was water in different bits.
It supports the thesis of water.
It supports
the idea that water was there.
Yeah, because they found it in the lower levels of a mount.
These days was it posited about 3.5 billion years ago.
So that's a lot
ago.
older than us. Human life was minuscule, if not there. 3.5 billion years ago.
Can you imagine?
Exactly. What if we moved from Mars?
That's an interesting theory, actually. People say that the only reason that the evolution of humans was sparked because of
bacteria from Mars.
Well, not just from Mars, but just in space.
Space bacteria. So we're all aliens from space.
Well, we could be.
Pretty much.
But the idea is that the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs could have possibly contained some kind of bacteria that sparked off the evolution of human life. But
you heard it here first, folks. We are aliens that came down in an asteroid.
But it's also...
We killed the dinosaurs.
Shit, that's how good we are.
We did it personally. We killed the dinosaurs. How long does it say that we've been... Click the thing, because I want to know how long we've been here. 4.5 billion.
4.5 billion years.
So we'd already been on here for 1 billion years, but I imagine at that point we would have been very, very, very basic humans.
I don't think it's been very much of a time where we were doing much. I think we were probably just crawling out of the oozes of...
we were probably just oozing,
swamps. Yeah, we were just oozing about. We were just oozing.
Coinciding with the time on Earth when life began. We should have read that bit first.
We should have read that. That's telling us. There we go.
That told us. So that entire bit was pointless. Anyway, where are we up to?
So that's really interesting. So there could have been life on Mars
when we were in our early stages of
becoming people.
We could have been at that point. We probably were little mammals in the ocean,
crawling about,
having a great time, eating smaller things, bacteria-wise, and just being a fish.
Generally though,
before we laid eggs with water in them.
I don't believe this. I don't believe this, but generally people do say there's a possibility that aliens come to Earth. Burp. And
there's a burp alert.
Another one. Little one.
Ooh, nice.
Little one.
A little one.
Another one.
Copyright strike. No, go on. You were making.
And they helped people out, do stuff. Because people
Well, that's the pyramid thing, isn't it?
That's the pyramid, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They assume that aliens came down and made pyramids.
They do. That's what they say. Do you think that could be true? What do you think of that idea?
They had a lot of slaves, so maybe not aliens, but
yeah,
I don't know, man. Maybe Egyptian people. Maybe people came over from different countries, and they thought, wow, these people are different because they're different colour or something, and these are aliens, and that's why they depicted them so in hieroglyphics and stuff. Weird pictures. An
alien, by definition, really is just a foreign.
Yeah,
person.
A foreign being.
Yeah.
So it could have just been someone from a different country.
Another thing as well to clear up is UFO just means literally
unidentified flying object.
It's doesn't necessarily mean a source of the dome.
A flying beamy ship that blows up the White House and stuff.
We're gonna leave that till later, but
we'll leave that till later.
I've just come up with another good idea. Is what if
fresh idea time with Sam?
Fresh idea time.
Fresh theory.
Boo.
Hit me up with this juicy theory.
The idea is that maybe,
just maybe,
in the future we'll develop space travel, and what if we develop space travel to such a point where we was around having a good time, and it gets to a point where we are basically how we imagine aliens in sci-fi films. That'd be quite nice.
That would be cool, wouldn't it? Well, we won't see space travel.
Well, we will. We have.
I mean,
to a point where,
to an extent where we're finding, where you could just be like, oh shit, I missed my flight to Mars.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'll have to get another ticket.
We're quite young, so if we live for another 100 years, maybe we'll see.
Maybe. Well, the life expectancy is going up every year.
Is it actually? I didn't know.
Well, science is making it go up, but
science is making it go up. Just in general.
Just generally, yeah. But millennials, we're probably making it go down because we just hate ourselves.
Well,
I don't know. I imagine the life expectancy. Well, it always goes up every year.
Wrong.
But
okay.
I think it's kind of plateaued and going up steadily. Because back in the day, people would live till like 30. Because now we've got medicine and stuff, we're living out. But I think it's plateaued a bit more than,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. What point were we making? Dial-up tone. Only half an hour, nearly.
Only half an hour. Wow.
Podcast 2. That's the...
I'm going to...
Should we have a break?
I'm going to either say we have a break or we leave it here. Which one do you want to do?
We'll have a break. Get some water, etc.
No, I think we should leave it here because we don't want to leave it. We don't want to have too long. I know an hour is usually the amount of time.
This is a short podcast, but we'll do one some other time soon.
But I think that's been a good ChatBox.
That was a nice little scientific ChatBox. A bit less, Oh, theories of Doctor Who. We need to do that before we finish.
Shit.
Let's do that.
Okay, so
quick sharp. Your theories, go.
So last time we saw the Master come back, and I had a bit of a tingly, tingly sensation in my brain.
A little one.
Just a little one, like a brain organ. Not really. It was
like a little.
Yeah, it was like ooh, this is interesting. When he said, "I am the Master."
He is the Master.
He is the Master, not this Missy character.
I like Missy though.
Do you like me? I think she's a bit of a.
Say it.
I don't know.
A bit of an arse. No, she's a bit pedantic. I'll give you that. But I think that's her entire character. I quite like that.
She's a cool character, and she was really fleshed out in that last episode. That has been last week, which is really...
back to the last podcast. yeah.
No, she was a really cool character last week. She did a really good job on being Doctor Who, but ultimately it's not the Master. The Master is. I mean, he ultimately is the opposite of the Doctor.
Like the polar opposite of the Doctor.
I mean,
not intelligence-wise, but like morally wise.
Morally wise, he is the opposite of the Doctor.
He loves a little bit of killing, basically.
And it's even explained that he is like he goes and burns planets.
He's literally the definition of an arch villain.
He is.
He's got the mustache and everything. He's
got the beard. I've grown a bit.
Well, the older one, he had the twiddly in the back in the good old days.
But no,
theories. I want to hear your thick theories, Robbo.
I think it's going to be great. I think we're going to have...
I think it's going to be great.
I think we're going to have lots of dialogue between...
Lots of great dialogue.
Between John Sim and Peter Capaldi. I think it's going to be really fun. I think there's going to be lots of death.
Lots of death.
Lots of laser screwdrivering.
Lots of screws. Lots of screwing.
Lots of screwing.
People are going to get screwed in this.
People are going to have sex.
Proffering 2017. People are going to get screwed. Boom.
People are going to have sex. No, I think it's going to be lots of interesting stuff going on. I really... There's the old Cybermen and the new Cybermen.
And the collabing.
There's a YouTube collab.
It's like a DJ Khaled track.
They're going to drop the funkiest beats since...
Daleks. Back in the day, they dropped a thick tune, but now it's back with the Cybermen, bringing back the heat.
Bringing back the heat.
I'm throwing up a gang sign, but you can't see it.
I can't see
because
it.
internet.
Because it's the internet.
It was good. My theory.
What's your theory?
Well,
you probably have a better theory than I do.
Well, Missy and the Doctor will be doing the play fighty thing. They don't actually hate each other, but they're kind of like...
Okay.
I think the Master...
Yeah.
They're going to team up, defeat the Cybermen. The Master's going to betray the Doctor in the last minute, then he's going to regenerate.
That'll probably happen.
I'm calling it right here.
That was probably...
Who knows?
That's probably going to be true. I think...
What do you think will happen to Bill?
Well, she's dead. I hope she's dead.
You're not like Bill?
No, it's not that I don't like her. It's just that if you're going...
Well, yeah, companions tend to die.
No, it's my problem. The problem with stories is if you're going to kill somebody, kill them.
This is true.
Don't... Because when you kill somebody in a TV series, it creates an emotional... It's a bit where if you kill somebody, that they should stay dead because it keeps you intrigued for what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The rest of the thing, and it
shows bringing them back.
And it shows that as a writer, you're not scared
to do that. That's why Game of Thrones is so good.
They did bring back Jon Snow, though.
That's different. Fuck you. That's different. But yeah, I think that's going to happen. Bill, she's just a cyber woman. Stay dead? I think there's going to be the whole... I think she's going to be a Cyberman for the rest of time. I think she's genuinely going to be a Cyberman.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe the Doctor's going to... Maybe.
Right.
Bill has the killing blow on the Doctor.
Maybe.
And on that bombshell, we'll leave it here.
We will, indeed, sir. Thank you very much.
It's been a great time. Pleasure to come back.
Yeah, I've had a good time talking.
Podcast coming again
next week.
Couple of days. We're not going to timestamp it because we're not promising anything.
It's going to take me about 4 weeks to edit it.
It's been good, man.
As usual. No, it's been fun. I've had a good time talking about the things that we talked about.
This is apologies if this has been a very science-based podcast. Next week we'll try something a bit less.
What we'll do next week is stories or something.
We'll do something that's a bit less info based, so you're not asleep. But I enjoyed that. That was good.
It's a good chat.
Anyway, bye.
Like
bitches.
And subscribe and all that YouTube stuff.
Hell yeah.
We'll see you in the next one.
Hell yeah. Peace out.
I pressed your stomach.
You pressed my belly.
So you to say something. Boop.
Boop. And beep beep. I'm a sheep. Finn.